And, so we wanted to get some of these people on the line. So let's find out how they did it so you can get some of those insights. So let's go ahead and jump into the feature segment and the interview clips that we've got with some of the other Internet Business Mastery community members.
And now, the features segment.
All right, so in this feature segment, we're excited to have 2 interviews. Yes, 2. This is going to be a double episode. 2 interviews from recent Internet Business Mastery community members and Academy members who have had very successful Cubicle Escape stories. They've escaped the 9-to-5 and are enjoying the fruits of their businesses, and there's some great insights to be learned from them. And both these interviews just turned out so well. We were, going to maybe put snippets or whatever and, try to keep the episode down to the normal length, but they turned out so well, we just thought, you know what, we're just going to throw both the complete interviews in there, and they're absolutely worth listening to, both of them all the way through. I just always get really excited hearing these kinds of stories from people. It gets me stoked and makes me want to go and take action or do something in my business. So,
yeah, we just did the interviews, and I'm like shaken from, I love this. I love hearing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it gets you quivering with excitement. So get ready to quiver, people, because we're starting out with Patrick, who actually lives in San Diego area near Sterling there. And his website is inthelead.com. That's LEED.com. And we're going to be putting, links to these guys' websites in the show notes on the blog, so you can go and check them out if you want. But we'll start out first here with Patrick, and then the second one is going to be with Matt. But let's go ahead and dive right into the interview with Patrick. All right, on the call with us, we've got Patrick Flynn, who has been doing some very interesting stuff. He joined the Academy a couple months ago and started taking bold actions right away. So we've been kind of watching as he's progressed with this. But he's going to tell us more about what he's doing. But we're excited to have him here with us today and to share a bit of his journey and the process to making money online. And so we're excited to hear all about it. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So let's go ahead and start out just by having you give us a brief background on what you do and what led you into doing internet business and where you are today.
Well, when the internet, like all that stuff started happening and eBay came out, I was a really big eBay fan. I started selling just random stuff around my house, and I got really excited when I got paid for it. So ever since then, I've been a fan of making money online, and just after I found you guys, I figured out there was more ways than eBay, and I've been doing pretty well since then.
Your online journey started with eBay. Were you just selling physical products and dabbling in that a little bit?
Yeah, I was selling physical products, and then when I got into making more money, I was like, hey, maybe I should buy some concert tickets when it's close to the date of the concert. Go ahead and sell those as well, and I made a few $100s, which was awesome to me, especially because I was still a teenager. And a few $100s is like $1 million. So,
so you got started at a young age. That's very cool. I was jealous when I did that.
Got started at a young age, but I obviously I wasn't making enough to make a living. But a lot of stuff happened in the last, I guess you could say, 6 months. That is with my job and all that stuff. That's led me to start making a lot of money online, which is awesome. Thanks to you guys.
Oh, well, maybe tell us a little bit about that. What has the last 6 months been like? What's some of the stuff that has transpired for you?
Well, I was let's see. I went to school for architecture, and then I started working at an architecture firm. I've worked at one in the Bay Area and in San Diego for about 3 years now. And then just recently, with the whole economic crisis that's going on, I got laid off, unfortunately. And luckily, during that time, I had started a website about a test that I took. It's called the LEED test, LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, like a really specialized niche. And all I did was I put all my notes online, put some tips, and basically it was just for me so that while I was at work, during lunch, I could go online and study and all that stuff. And just all of a sudden, all these people around the world started using that website too and saying how awesome it was and how well it was helping them. So that just drove me even more to make sure that the material was good so that everyone else could pass the exam as well. And they saw me as an expert, which was crazy because I definitely wasn't an expert. I was just a guy who knew a little bit more than they did, who put that information online, and then I became an expert. And then I passed the test, and I became even more of an expert. And then that just led me to start monetizing it after listening to you guys and realizing that I had the opportunity to do that. So when I got laid off, I took my, I was making like $10 a month using AdSense, just running some small advertisements. And I thought that was awesome. I was like, oh, sweet, $10 a month. That's
Nice.
Awesome. So
Could buy a latte.
Yeah.
I make money online.
It's like gas money. But then once I got laid off, I was like, I need to do something. I have an opportunity here. I've learned from Sterling and Jay that, if you have traffic and people that trust you, you can sell something to them. So what I did was I created an ebook, basically the stuff that was on my website already, but I just tweaked it, made it a lot better, more presentable, easier to access, stuff like that. And I sold it. And within the first week, I had already made over $2,000. And that was amazing to me. I could not believe my eyes. And then I was like, oh my God, I got to join the Academy because all the stuff I learned from you was just from listening to your podcast. And then I heard about the Academy. I joined that, and I implemented some more tips, took some more bold actions with, my email opt-in listings and all that stuff. And now I'm going up to $10,000 a month. And I honestly would not know what to do if I didn't have that going on for me, because now that I'm not working 9 to 5, if I didn't have this internet business, I definitely would be poor.
Oh, yeah. Well, so you're saying that on your site then, what are you selling specifically?
I'm selling study tips, just a summary of the massive book that the test is about.
And right now, that's how you make your money off the site.
Yes, that's currently how I make money off the site is through an ebook.
Got it.
Okay,
Now,
so that's an ebook format. And what made you decide, what made you decide, okay, I'm going to do an ebook or versus other types of products? What led you to choose that particular format for yourself?
Well, it's funny because when I had the site going and I didn't have anything else other than just what was on the blog, everyone was telling me, hey, Pat, you should write a book. You should write Lead for Dummies, or you should write a book. I'd definitely buy it. And I got a few people emailing me saying that, and I was like, no, it's too much work, blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone's going to buy it. But then after I got 10 more emails, I was like, hey, I have an opportunity here, so I'm going to take it. So I spent the next 2 months, or actually just 1 month creating it. And I am so glad I did that. Like, couldn't believe it.
yeah. After about $10,000, you're like, hey, wow, I guess people will.
Yeah, if I had a chance to go back, I would have done it earlier without people even asking me, and I'm sure I missed out on a lot of money by not starting it earlier. So I was really fortunate to have people to ask me, but I know a lot of times that doesn't happen, so I got really lucky.
Oh, don't we know how it is to leave money on the table?
We've been there. It's like, why didn't we do that a long time ago?
So what?
That's an awesome story. I mean, a couple things I really like there is, I mean, the expert thing. Some people get hung up on, like, and maybe expert's the wrong word, but like you said, it's just a little more than. It may be that you just know a little more than them, or maybe that you just took the effort to put it together in a meaningful way online in the website and now in an ebook, and so it's more just that people look to you as a trusted source of information that's saving them a lot of time and energy. And,
right.
It's not that you are like the biggest PhD at the highest Ivy League school in this particular subject. It's like, no, who cares? That's not what people need. They just need somebody they know that can make their lives easier when it comes to taking this test. And
Exactly.
You're actually the second person that we've known that's done, been able to quit their job and do this kind of a thing based on just helping people in a very specific professional niche where they've got a type of test that they've got to take.